I'm just streaming or pre-stream.
I don't know why myself. Oh, okay. I'll fix that later.
Okay,
I know what it is now.
you ready to go?
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
we're pretty much gonna have to go live now.
Okay, yeah. Let's hit. Let's hit.
Let's do it.
And then hit me with the Facebook link, and I'll put it up.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah. This is what it is. Everybody knows we are on live. This is Showtime and Cap. You think we should have like a theme song by now, really?
You think we did? You think we would? But we don't.
That's not a good idea. What I did is bad. Just forget that. Just cut that out. Sounds like something like for 6-year-olds. So we're getting live right now. Folks, we're just putting up the links right now. Also, if you're on Facebook, we're about to put the Facebook Live link up. Yeah, let's get it popping.
Yeah. All right. Okay, I think we're ready to go.
Yeah.
All right, 3, 2, 1, and we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to yet another Showtime and Kev podcast. I'm Corey Showtime.
I am Kevin Monroe, aka Web Live from Demolition Man. Let's get that right out of the way right now.
I didn't want to say anything, but yeah, you definitely got a Simon Phoenix vibe going on right now.
What I need to do before we start the show.
Yes, we cannot start the show, even though Kevin does look very menacing to the Caucasian race. We cannot start the show until Kevin does an intro. So Kevin, if you would be so kind.
In the name of the one called Emperor Selassie, I conquering tribe of Judah, King of Kings and Santa Cruz, Reggae Music Festival with the Rasta, the one up in this peace, Lord of mercy. Always want to ice skate uphill. Oh wait, that's Blake. How y'all doing out there? I'm Kevin. That's Corey. We do the show every week. You know the deal.
Yeah, we're stir crazy. We've got cabin fever just like the rest of y'all. Probably not as good, probably not as bad as the rest of y'all. Because if you're in anywhere but California, you're experiencing higher levels of freedom than we are. Right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but your freedom is coming at a cost. Namely that the COVID levels in some of your states. Mm-hmm. I mean, it looks like they just crop dusting y'all with COVID right now.
Crop dusting with COVID. That sounds like a porn title that would be searched right about now. Crop dusted by COVID.
That sounds about right. I'll take it. Yeah, Pornhub is doing pretty well right now. There's nothing else to do, really.
Really is. Nothing else to do with yourself.
And by the way, if you're out there going on dates right now, you're nasty.
Nasty. You're nasty. You trying to spread everything but the COVID, you nasties.
Exactly. Man, times are crazy right now, man. Speaking of stir crazy, this came over my Facebook about 10 minutes before we started the show. Apparently, Ernie and Bert are fighting right now.
What?
Yeah, Ernie and Bert from Sesame Street, they're fighting.
I hate when married couples fight. What are they fighting over?
I don't know, but there's definitely some shade happening right now. If you look on their Twitter page, you'll see it. If you look at their Twitter page, Ernie lists himself as friend of Bert, and Bert's Twitter page lists as roommate of Ernie.
Oh, damn! It's like that, huh?
Exactly, like that. Like, dog, I gotta go look on Twitter to see that we got problems.
Apparently, that's what's going on in these Sesame Streets. I don't know. I didn't know puppets could beef. I don't know why this is happening on Twitter. That's indicative of our times. And the reason I don't know what's happening on Twitter is because I've been banned from Twitter for calling Mitch McConnell a turtle face up.
Yeah, that's right. You were.
That was the last straw of everything I've done online. That was the one. That was the thing that they were like, we can't abide by this anymore. Your hashtag is done.
Even though it is true. I mean, I don't know. But Corey, you are a habitual line stepper. So,
It happens.
But you must be glad the three strikes program is over, man. If this was doing like the Bush era, man, I would never see you on social media again.
That's very true. That's very true. It would have been over for me a long time. And I understand. Like I'm not even like get it. Like
yeah, well, I mean, you speak the truth, and you don't give a fuck, you know. But let me ask you this though: have you ever had a situation like that where a relationship changed and you found out about it on social media? Like you go and you're like, "Oh, I'm unfriended now. What happened?"
I've had a breakup through text, but I haven't had like social media thing.
Oh, that just seems brutal, man. Like you don't even know. You just flip open your phone. You're like, relationship status single. Uh,
Like, well, I wasn't told that this is news to me. Thanks for informing me about this. I thought this would be something we would both talk about together, but apparently not. Oh well.
yeah, the only situation I've seen that's worse than that is like if you play professional sports and you turn on ESPN and they're like, "Oh, you've been traded." Like what?
That happens a lot actually. Like cats will be just talking about like how much they like it in Miami and be like, you're going to Cleveland, bro.
Right. And then, this sitting there with a girl watching TV is like, wait, me? This me? Like I'm going.
Yeah.
That's just messed up, man.
Like there's a lot of Pattersons on our team. It's like, yeah, but you're the only one that plays defense. Get out.
That's just messed up, man. I don't understand. Like I think you gotta at least like send people a message or like at least give them a hint or something.
Mhm.
So anyway, I hope for I hope Ernie and Bert work out whatever's going on. I know it's hard times. People get stir crazy, but look, if Ernie and Bert can't keep it together,
Yeah, what hope do the rest of us have, right? Like they've been together like 40, 50 something years, man. Like that couple's been going strong. That's a strong going interracial couple. I don't know.
one brings me to one is one's a banana, the other one is like
An orange.
cantaloupe, like
Yeah. Like one's a mango, one's a banana, but they've been a tropical fruity couple for for 50 something years.
You're wrong, but you're not wrong, but you're wrong. Uh,
Either.
so move on to some issues happening here. As you may recall, last weekend there was an event that showed uh, the true breadth and width of the viciousness of Twitter,
And the internet as a whole.
and internet in general as a social institution. Let me explain what happened. So Nate Robinson, if you don't know, he's a 10-year NBA veteran, three-time slam dunk contest winner. The guy played football in Washington. He's a stud. He was a real athlete. He's an athlete's athlete. And he got into it with this kid named Jake Paul, who I'd never heard of before in my life.
And you shouldn't, unless you're deep into the YouTubes, you probably don't know. Go ahead.
Right. Yeah, he blew up on Vines. Okay, Vines are gone. Like that doesn't exist. That's like saying I'm a MySpace star. You know what I'm saying? Like what? Who is this cat?
But here's the thing, though. Like, he's only like 23. So to be able to say, oh, he blew up on Vine, like, that was a year ago. That was last year. Like, don't make it seem like he's ancient.
Yeah. Corey, the cycles are much faster now. So yeah. So it's legit in 2020 to say you blew up after being famous for like 1 year. Like that's how it is.
Uh-huh.
So anyway, so homeboy Jake Paul, apparently he's serious about his boxing shit. Like he's ready, done a fight, ready to want to fight. He's nice. He's 6'1", he's got some hands. And of course, Nate, being the competitor he is and also the shit talker he is, sees this white boy with the frosted tips, that was a Disney star, and was like, I can take this dude. And this is where barbershop shit talking gets you in trouble. Because I'm sure that's where that shit started. Like, man, I can take that motherfucker, man. Come on. So they did have the fight. And Corey has some, and the results were, Corey, why don't you show if you may.
Yeah.
The result.
One moment, please, sir. Oh, actually, I got it. I'm in all kinds of full screen.
You try to do it up?
Yeah.
Well,
there we go. Gotcha.
Okay, without slow motion. All right. That's Nate Robinson. 5'10", great athlete. Jake Paul's a white
Oh,
guy.
and there's the floor. That is the floor.
And now in poetic slow motion.
Ooh, there was a bit of a headbutt there. Uppercut, left hand, right hook. Goodness.
99. And I'm gonna miss everybody. And I'm gonna miss everybody. And I'm gonna miss everybody. What you gonna do? Man.
Here's where we buried. Oh, damn! That was so vicious. He was asleep right there. He still got about a second before he hit the ground, but he was asleep right when that was tricky. Hang on one second. Stop the Bone Thugs from
Mixed martial artist. I mean, when I look at you, George, in the UFC, there are fighters and there are martial artists.
All the internet memes, all the Facebook memes, YouTube memes, all that shit popped off before that had hit the canvas.
Yeah. Before Nate had fully hit the ground, before his body finished jiggling from the impact, they had already made memes and a Nate Robinson challenge in which I had taken part. And it's
You did the Nate Robinson challenge?
I will neither confirm nor deny that I
You ain't right, man. You ain't right.
I'm not wrong.
I mean, the meme of him like laying in the grass, the Bone Thugs meme, you know, the one of him like with African like funeral dudes dancing behind him. And they had that one with the African dudes, but instead of carrying a coffin, they're carrying a bassinet.
Oh, that's that. Now that is rude. That is just rude. I do not appreciate that one bit. Like that is like you're gonna make fun of the fact that the man got his ass knocked out. Yeah, he got his ass knocked out. Please do not compound the fact that he is a my-sized individual. You legal giant.
I'm sorry. That was when I saw that. I was like y'all got way too much time in your ass. And them things just dropped, bam, 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 bam. And I was dying because I was looking at him laying on the canvas, and his cut man came over and was just like, okay, first thing, we need an ambulance. Second thing, we need to disconnect his Twitter because we do not need this man to wake up and see what's happening right now.
And I think Nate, I don't know what his initial reaction was, but I think he's been leaning into it, and that's the best thing that you could possibly do right now because you got knocked the fuck out. And when you in front of everybody, like there's no way to sugarcoat that. There's no way to say like even his mother be like, baby, you got knocked the fuck out. Now you can come back from this, and you can you don't have to be known as the boy that got knocked the fuck out. But you absolutely got like you were asleep. Like it's mean to make fun of the short jokes and everything, but the good news is he didn't injure himself from the fall because he didn't have such a very long distance to go.
That's true.
Like, it was bad. And the reason it was bad is because now Jake Paul, from what I understand about this person is, he is an internet troll, he's an asshole, he's culturally insensitive, he's borderline racist. But he is trained to box. Like he goes to the gym like several times a week to learn to spar and train. And he's had a couple fights, but they were with other internet people that aren't as trained as him. Okay?
Right. So I looked at his record. It's 2-0, and one was some dude whose name looks like a cat walked across his keyboard. Like I don't know, a dude
KSI or some shit like that. I'm like, isn't that like a unit of measurement? Like, what the fuck is that?
Dude, he's one of these dudes does like TikTok videos, and now he has like 1 million followers or something. Yeah. But no business in the ring. That got demolished. But the thing is, that's another black dude. So now the problem the culture has is we can't have this white dude starting to get too familiar, starting to think he can whoop any black dude's ass.
Exactly. Because one thing, like, there's a couple inherent truths to dealing with the racism in America. Like, white people the old lie was that like that they used to tell in the South was that if you can make the poorest white man feel better or more privileged than the richest black man, then you can get them to vote for against their interests. But in black people, like on our side of it, we should just naturally be able to whoop any white dude in the fight. Like that's just like something we have inherent within ourselves. And if that's proven false, bruh, you are going to have a rough time when it comes back to the barbershop.
Oh yeah, that is a problem. I'm not. I mean, this is one of the notes I made on the side, which is just because the dude's white doesn't mean you can just run up and whoop his ass. So
No
he's
sir.
training, and
That goes for anybody, all right? That's like,
I mean,
period.
sparring with
Keep your hands to yourself.
Yeah, in general, you generally don't know what somebody's rocking with,
Yeah.
But really, sparring with the Equinox personal trainer is not the same as actually boxing. Like those are two different things. Okay. Cheryl has her hands up like this while you play patty cake. That's not the same thing.
And I honestly feel like that's exactly what Nate did. Like, there's no other indication that he has actual boxing training from what I saw, he was complete, like, that's a dude that's never had a sparring match with a sparring partner, much less a boxing match. And I'm not trying to say anything to disrespect Nate. The internet's doing a great job of that. So I'm just trying to be completely objective here as another black person, as another short person, as another Robinson. I feel this, okay? But
you're not the only one, man. Yeah. I mean, but taking that group boxing, that fucking Taibo class at 24 Hour Fitness ain't it, bro.
Yeah,
like, you need to really
don't get me wrong. That's a good way to get in shape. Like if you out of shape and you go do the boxing thing at Equinox, you'll burn calories. But
and right.
But just like your spin class at Orange Theory is not gonna get you in shape for Tour de France. Like that is not the same thing. So your little boxing class at your gym is not the same thing as going to an actual fight. Like you go to an actual boxing gym where they train people to fight. And they come in and sponsor them, and then like you go have a fight, you got to sign a waiver. They have doctors and cutmen, like you might die, like that type shit.
Yeah. I mean, you're not playing. They're not playing.
It's a martial art. Period.
To the point now. I mean, back to your point about like how does this damages a situation as black men. Black people on the internet are now trying to vote to find somebody to go whoop Jake Paul's ass. Like it's serious. Like they're like. They bring up the Shannon Sharp. They're like, okay, go out there and play some hands. They're like, Mike Tyson, do you want to? And he's like, nah. I mean, they're asking everybody. So I mean, it's reversed. Like in the 1900s, there was the Great White Hope. Like when Jack Johnson was killing everybody, white people were heated because they're like, because they really thought that the Negro was soft. So they're like, they got this old Irish dude out of retirement and brought him out and was like, okay, you got to do this not just for yourself, but for the people. The white people.
That's how boxing has been, though. Boxing, you always represent your race, and we're all cool with it. Like, when Floyd Mayweather against Manny Pacquiao, like, my Filipino friends wouldn't talk to me for a week after that shit. Like, it was just like, it's that serious.
Yeah. Well, yeah, boxing is like the last, like, racial sport. Like, football, basketball, there might be some minor skirmishes. So, like, if a white dude dunks on a black dude, all right, good on you. But it's not, like, but boxing, though. Like, we sitting down there, like, watching, like...
You represent all of us, motherfucker.
People versus your people. Like, this shit is serious.
Yeah.
And with Jack Johnson, they were like, this nigger is driving an automobile with white women in it.
It's like, I can't even do that. And I have a white woman. I can't afford an automobile. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. He hurt their feelings.
Yeah. So that's what's happening to us. This complete joke of a white dude is hurting our feelings. As I'm thinking of it, when I'm thinking of the skill that Jake Paul has in boxing, and we're gonna match him up with someone equal on our side, it probably had to be like Michael B. Jordan, somebody who can't really fight, but like I don't know if he can fight or not. Like I'm not trying to disrespect like he ain't been from the streets or whatever. But as far as boxing is concerned, he's trained to look like a boxer. You know what I mean? Like he's had enough training to to look like a boxer. Like I don't think he's than actually.
No,
But he's got
no,
the body for it. He's about the same size.
Yeah, he's 5'10",
No, he's like 6 foot, right?
I thought it was anyway close enough. Jake Paul's 6'1", so anything around there.
They're about the
But, I
same
mean-
size and build. That's what I was thinking. And
But,
about
my
the same
dude-
amount of training. He's got enough, like, what's the word? Like, cosmetic training to where I think if he actually got some actual training, he'd be good enough to win.
Look, I mean, but he's so used to like in Doom Rocky, if you touched him, like you get fired from the game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I understand that. I'm just saying. Like, I'm saying he's familiar enough for us
You
to
can't
be
have
able
a
to.
dude that's like,
Yeah.
they're like, if you touch me, you're losing salary. Like,
Yeah. Well, here's the other thing. If I was gonna put like an actor against like an actual MMA fighter, I'd probably put Keanu Reeves in there because he's actually trained. You feel me?
right? Okay. Yeah.
But then you could go like Tony Jaa and go like Wesley Snipes. But then I'm gonna go with I'm still gonna go with Keanu Reeves because that guy's actually trained in that same martial art. Like those guys might be martial artists, but like if he goes to the ground, you're gonna break Wesley's neck.
I'll be scared to put Keanu Reeves in there because he might forget where he is and start like pulling out guns.
That's why don't worry. Like we accidentally trained a Splinter Cell. Like he did all his own stunts for all the John Wick movies. Like Keanu Reeves might actually kill someone.
Yeah. I mean, he's like Manchurian Candidate level, like crazy now. Like somebody just says the wrong 5 words. It's like 3 seconds, 4 seconds. Like murders the entire gym in under 40 seconds. He's like, oh, time. Oh shit, wait.
With a pencil.
But I'll give you this though. So I mean, Michael B. Jordan, yes, he's trained with real boxers, and if you watch some of the scenes from the first Creed, you see they do like a full round without any breakage. It's a one shot scene, so he actually knows how to move like a boxer and make it seem realistic. But there's the dog, like the being hit in the face and not losing your mind
Yeah.
thing. I think most great boxers started that when they were like 7.
Yeah. Well, I don't think Jake Paul did that. You know what I mean? But then again, he was a wrestler. I was frustrated, but I was like, he actually does fight, but he won't pick a fight with somebody that can actually win. You know? Like I hate that.
I mean, if you just fighting all these like celebrities that are just bigging themselves up, yeah, you're gonna be great. You have an 8-0 record, but yeah, who you just beat? You just beat Laverne Cox, and then like,
You just whooped Halle Berry in a fight. Good for you. Ooh, wow.
yeah, you beat Halle Berry.
Well done.
Anyway, the point is, this has to stop.
Yes.
Jake Paul, I hope you're watching Black Twitter, Jake Paul, because there's
And Black Twitter is definitely airing us.
like who? So, oh man, the Rocky 4 one was like the classic, the throw in the towel, that guy.
Throw the damn towel.
Throw in the damn towel. So yeah, I mean, all those memes, man.
But back to the my point, Nate. Thank you for entertaining us, but you got what was supposed to happen to you because that's why people say you play basketball, you play football, you run track. You don't play boxing. That shit is not a game. You move the wrong way, you will get seriously hurt. It's a martial art. There's a reason.
Yeah,
people look
lucky he didn't get hurt.
Yeah, people look at how big and fluffy the gloves are, and they think, "Oh yeah, it's just like it's no big deal." No, that's to keep you from killing someone.
Mm-hmm. Right. And actually, what happens with boxing gloves, if you do 4 rounds, the chances of you getting damaged is way worse with gloves than just 4 rounds of like MMA with just those things, because it's the number of punches. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. You're gonna be naturally a lot more cautious if like you're throwing like bare knuckle.
Yeah, it's just less chances for shit to go wrong. Three rounds bare knuckle versus 12 rounds with the gloves on. By like round 5, like the statistics just flip. And some of the chances of you like really hurting yourself, even with those puffy gloves on, it goes up. So, man,
it's still just repeated hits to the head. Like it's crazy that there isn't more concussion protocol in boxing because like it is just one. The sport is a concussion. The concussion is literally the best possible outcome. If you can punch a guy unconscious, that's the best thing you can do in the sport.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, how are they gonna have a concussion protocol? Like 30 seconds into round one, it's okay. Nope, I have a concussion. All right, I guess we're done.
Yeah, I mean, in football they have it, but in boxing it's like we're just okay with the fact you're going to have brain damage from this.
Yeah, that's hey, what else you want? But I'll tell you what, though, from that fight, the only winner out of that fight is Snoop. Snoop came through and was hilarious. Snoop called the fight, and it was hilarious.
Oh man, he sang
when they got hit,
he sang a hymn.
Singing a Negro spiritual, like, oh, we know this is done.
Yeah. Like, oh, precious Lord.
For real though. I don't need to see that more. It's done.
Snoop messed around and got himself a job as the hottest new color commentator in all of sports, and I guess pun intended, because he's definitely gonna bring some color and liveliness to any. I want Snoop to do the Super Bowl, whatever you want to call it, like do the Super Bowl, do the NBA Finals. Snoop Dogg, just his presence makes something more enjoyable. He's been doing that for like 30 years too.
Yeah. I mean, he's really he's really good off the cuff, and you can tell he's just like none of this is written. I mean, he's just there like kicking it, with his voice.
Him in his essence, just being himself.
Yeah. And the thing with the NFL is it's so like straight laced, like they don't want it. They want it to be like so rated G and so like formulaic and corporate. That when that dude was doing those YouTube videos where he was like when he was calling like the Marshall Lynch run, the
Marshawn Lynch. Yeah.
I mean, and that shit went viral because it's finally like the way people talk when they watch the game. He was like, "Oh, look at this motherfucker! Look at this dude! Yeah, get off me, son! Child's play! You see me? I watch that shit like 1,000 times, and it's great every time.
Yeah,
and
the run is great too.
Yeah, he beat up the whole New Orleans Saints. Like you ran over them dudes.
Again, that's kind of like it's literally his job to do that. He's been running over the Saints for like every year, at least twice a year.
Get off me, child's play. They should have a second line. So like if you want to watch like rated G NFL, with Joe Buck and everybody saying the same shit, yeah, you can watch that over there. But just have like some brothers just call the game.
Yeah. Like I'd love to see Snoop call Derrick Henry running somebody over. Oh, someone call 911. Have them pick up your people.
Oh man, they're making
what
t-shirts
mama feeding him? Jesus.
Exactly. That's the color commentary. I want color, capital C. Color commentary. Well, we'll see if we can make that happen, man.
And the color is blue.
As soon as the brother owns a team, I think the Falcons are going to be the first one. As soon as Black people own the team, it's going to switch. So we'll get
there. I think Magic technically owns part of the Rams. Does that count?
But it's like an ownership group. I mean, it's like 1/10 of 5% or something.
What doesn't Magic own in LA? I feel like Magic owns everything out.
But there's a little bit of Starbucks everywhere, a little bit of Dodgers. He's a little bit of course, he's like King Lakers.
He got out of the movie theater business in perfect time, didn't he?
Oh yeah. I mean, Magic Johnson Theaters is probably like a hospital now or something. I don't know what they're doing in there.
No, it's a Starbucks actually.
Just making a big Starbucks. Everybody drinks coffee.
You do.
Oh God. Was gonna? Oh no, that was a side note from last week. I was thinking about Magic Johnson because last week we talked about.
Hold that thought of good water. Keep going.
We talked about the Ball family, like LiAngelo Ball finally making it to the NBA, and we talked about father-son NBA group. So so for example, like Larry Nance Jr., Larry Nance. I'm trying to think of all the father-son groups, and one of the ideas was that LeBron is staying for an extra 2 years in LA, so there's a chance that he will play with his son Bronny. So how much water do you need, man?
I'm thirsty.
Not prepared. Yeah, so that was a little side note I had on the side check that LeBron is extending for an extra 2 years, so he
Mhm.
might end up playing basketball with his son. Would you want to play sports with your dad though?
Um, yeah, I would like just for the simple fact is like I wouldn't want to be on the team with my dad in the same way like I'm hanging out with my boys and shit. My dad's right there, but like I would absolutely love to like be in the NBA with my like the same way you like playing catch with your dad, like the way King Griffey Jr. and King Griffey Sr. got to play baseball together. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't know, man. Like after the game though, like kind of kicking it, like boy, did I teach you to talk better than that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't need that kind of pressure. Uh, the father son coaching is bad enough,
Yeah.
right? I mean, so
That's got to be rougher. That's got to be worse because like that's like when your dad's like the teacher or something. Like people are just gonna naturally assume you're getting special treatment, and or you should be better. You're the coach's son. Like come on, man. Like you
yeah,
can't really win.
yeah.
You know.
I'd ra- and so like, and it backfires a lot because a lot of these coaches they feel like they have to be harsher on their kids, so
Yeah.
nobody thinks that they're being soft.
Hmm.
So I mean, and then after the game, you still got to go home with this dude.
Yeah. It's like you
I
shouldn't have
mean,
dropped that catch, right? Like, like there's nothing, there's no way around it. Like it's a no-win situation. It's always awkward, but I don't fault LeBron at all for trying to like. I mean, the dude's been making history his whole life. Like that's his job. So if he can make history with his son, why the hell wouldn't he? You know?
uh, come home like, how's the game, son? Man, the coach sucks. Oh, go to your room, boy. Do 30 push-ups before you
Go to
go.
your room. Oh, you mean my house that I bought with my NBA money because I'm a millionaire on my own?
Oh man,
Like you can't
that
tell me what to do.
Jesus Christ, I would not want to be in that situation. All right. Moving on. Small segue. This is actually something very interesting. The NBA has announced for the 2020-2021 season there will be no marijuana drug testing.
And if you guys are smart, you will get out there in front like me and bet on J.R. Smith to be the league MVP.
You think so? Uh, he was already kind of smoking on the low, so I don't know. Like, he's just gonna like dial it up, do 2x.
It's about damn time though. I mean, because like you're not gonna you'll get in trouble for being drunk, during the game, but nobody gets in trouble for like going to the club like after the game or like nobody like there's no stigma on alcohol and weed is pretty much it has benefits, but at the same time it's used the same way as alcohol. So this is a long time coming. This is just something that's been honestly kind of racially profiling uh, sports leagues for the longest time. Hockey never had it. Baseball really doesn't have it, but football and basketball do.
Yeah, I've never understood that because baseball players nobody ever tells them what to do. And they can leave when they're 18 and start playing. Meanwhile, got to do this weird indentured servitude thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there is one argument for not having weed in the league, and it was just like a legal liability because people are gonna travel around with their little bag or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So you may be able to go to Colorado, or go to Utah and play. You come back to California, and it's like, oh no, suddenly you have contraband.
Yeah.
Right? So
And that doesn't even make any sense because we got so much more weed and we've been way lax on weed laws over here for the longest time. But federally,
Right.
or our state laws are less relaxed in Colorado. So yeah, depending on which state you fly to, it's like a weird situation. Absolutely right.
So yeah, so you'd be cool with the home game, but you go on an away game and you come off the plane, all of a sudden, all of a sudden you're Scarface.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, Zach Randolph, Zebo says he wants back in for league minimum. No, I'm kidding.
Rasheed Wallace, Daniel
This should be
Stoudemire.
this should be an all weed team. You should like make that. Like you should NBA 2K just set up like an all weed team.
Mm-hmm. Oh
Just
man, Like the way they be doing it, like you know how like they're having all these artists and rappers get these deals with other companies, like Travis Scott has like a McDonald's deal or some shit like that. Like if
Right.
like and Jay-Z actually did the soundtrack to I think it was NBA 2K12. So if like Snoop does like a like NBA 2K22 or some shit like that, like they should
Right.
have an all weed team, and it'd be like Cliff Robinson, Damon Stoudemire,
Right.
fuck, who else smoked? Like
Well,
Bill Walton,
Zemo, well, I mean, Zemo was so big in it though that
Zebo,
he had cases
the
though. Like
1999 Portland Trailblazers.
yeah, bring all of them to the trade portal and just bring them all back. Like that would be
Scottie Pippen.
imagine that, because they have like legends, so you can play with with whoever.
Oh, the
Like
all weed team, yeah, that'd be like all over. It'd be up and down. And it'd be the entire 70s. Everyone in the 70s. The Coke team would beat the shit out of the weed team, though. That's for certain.
Who's the whole team though? I know
Lynn
some
Bias, Dennis Rodman.
right.
Who was it? Come on, bro. The 80s, the entire Detroit Pistons.
That's where all that aggression was coming from.
Yeah.
Man, that was crazy, man. Like, Dennis Rodman one time said he just needed a quick vacation. So in between games, flew to Vegas, kicked it, and came back for a game. Like he showed up like 11 in the morning, and they got for shoot around at like noon, and they had a game at like 3.
Yeah, you got it done, though.
That dude's crazy, man. But I mean, I'm glad that they're finally becoming like not stupid about weed, because it's really it deals with depression, and it deals with like what do you call that inflammation and all this, and it doesn't get you hooked like people are coming out addicted to painkillers.
Exactly. Like, well, here's the thing. Weed isn't addictive, but like the habit is. Like the same way you can get like you can fall into a habit of like biting your nails or something. Like you just get compulsively do it every day. But if you stop, it's not like a hard withdrawal to where you're just irritable or like you get sick. Like it's so therefore by the definition of a drug, it's not addictive. You know what I mean? It'd be like getting off coke. It'd be like it's like people that drink soda all the time and then you stop drinking soda. That's a little more addictive than weed because you get a little more irritable trying to just start drinking water all the time. Trust me.
I was about to bust you up and be like, "Oh, so you stopped smoking at one point?"
No, I stopped drinking soda. It was hard.
Okay. I drink water. It's called a White Claw.
Yeah, I'm drinking Smart Water. So, like, it's really, but for real, like, I drink coffee and water, and I have like soda with alcohol. Like that's the worst thing for me is the soda more than the alcohol. But like, I kind of really cut soda out of my diet because like it was hard, but at the same time, like you feel, what's the word? Everything's less cloudy when you get that much sugar out of your system. Like there was like a little gap in between every decision I was making. Like you feel a little so like if you stop drinking soda, you feel a little more alert.
Huh. See, I didn't have that experience about alertness. I had the experience of like not crashing.
Yeah.
Because when I was doing like my tech day job stuff, like they give you free sodas all the time. So you drink the Coke, you're like, ah! And then 2 hours later, like dead.
Same thing with acting. Like when you're on the set, they'll give you there's all the sodas and energy drinks and craft services and little snacks to keep you moving. But then also, because like be on there, like you've done it. You've been a PA, like 16-hour days, man. That shit wears you out.
Yeah. By like hour 15, like you ready to hit people over with a folding chair. I don't recommend violence normally, but seriously, hour 15, yeah, you ready to do some WWE shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so the movie on here, this is actually kind of slightly connected, which is the curfew in LA right now. Mm-hmm. So LA is locked up, they won't let me out, no, they won't let me out, I'm locked up. I mean, it's...
please don't do the second half of that.
I'll do the whole verse.
Oh, God.
I got time on my hands. It's messed up right now, and here's what some people are saying. I don't know if you've seen this video, but there's this video of this woman. She has an outdoor patio restaurant, and all outdoor dining is locked up until January, at least Christmas. And she's walking around and she said, like, right around my restaurant, here is a set of craft tables set up for a movie, right? And it looks exactly like her outdoor dining. You
Yeah.
know, it's a bunch of tables with a tent, open space, and the movie has permits to set that up because it's a movie.
Yeah.
So she's like, how in the hell am I closed, but they're open?
And that's a very valid question. And I understand it. And bureaucratically, the movie's right and she's wrong. But like commonsensically, she's absolutely right. And it's stupid. Like a lot of the shit that we're trying to do doesn't make sense. But it would have made sense if we would have just did it right the first time. So I don't know. Like there's a lot of yeah, like there's a lot of that overlap's gonna happen. That woman has every right to be upset. Restaurants have every right to be upset. I want to still be able to do comedy. I want to be able to go into a restaurant or a patio of a restaurant and do comedy. I don't care.
Right.
But like it is what it is. I don't know whether to argue about it or not because I don't know what the actual like I don't know what good that does. You know what I mean?
See, yeah, and that's why I went and looked through the science of it, of course. Look at your face. You're like, oh God, I knew you would look this up.
Like here comes the scientist.
Really short. So the CDC in September had a study, and it said of all, so the Center for Disease Control, they had a study in September, and they found that everybody that tested positive for COVID
Mhm.
was 2 times more likely to have eaten at a restaurant. And that's the thinking behind, well, let's close down the restaurants.
Mhm.
Now that's a super broad brush, super broad, right? Because what ends up happening is people end up, instead of going to restaurants, they'll go over to their partner's house, and go sit indoors and eat anyway.
Yeah. Like and we're at the point where like they use solitary confinement as a form of cruel and unusual punishment. We've gotten to the point where we've been so isolated, not necessarily as a punishment, but it's like people are naturally just like, I need to get the fuck out of this house and go see some people, or I'm going to lose my mind. And that's natural. I'm not even mad at y'all. But like now what do we do? Like how do we fix this because we've gotten to this point?
Well, what happened is they didn't do shit for so long. Now they're just like throwing everything against the wall, and it's looking stupid because like I just explained with the science, you can't mandate all that with just one study. And number two, we already know that there's that backlash of people. Like one person, like Hollywood Hills has this problem. They have like 80, 100 people parties on the weekends. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
But
They're not
that's just
enforcing
normal.
it.
That's why people bought those houses. You know what I mean? Like
Exactly. Like, go look at any rap video made after like 1995. Like there's people in 10 bedroom mansions. That's what a party's
and
at.
that's going on every weekend. Again, that's why people bought those houses and cocaine so they can have those parties.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's not working. I mean, and on top of that, some of these cats are like Airbnb those mansions, so they're charging money. They're like, come see our, come underground shit, like $20 a pop, come through, no ID
Yeah,
necessary.
COVID parties, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And I haven't been invited to a single one, so I'm pissed off. Like, yo, what?
You are
What?
not
What's wrong
helping
with
to
me?
flatten the curve, Kevin.
Well, I mean, I wasn't gonna go. I just want to be invited.
Invited.
It's
You just want to
just
feel
nice.
you just want to feel important.
Be nice. Like, come on. Like, I'm trying to be in the game here. Come on.
I hear you.
But I mean, and it's gotten so bad now with this, like people getting pissed off. Like I'm starting to get annoyed myself. I mean, even with the whole Gavin Newsom incident, like that to me was just like
Which one?
the top popped off there. That's when I started really doing more research. Yeah, so they caught him at French Laundry up in Napa, eating indoors with like 10 or 12 people, something like that. And he did this like after the announcement. Now, technically, he made the announcement and it was going to effect after he was seen at the restaurant, but the optics is real bad.
Yeah, it doesn't look good.
You know what I'm saying? So and I mean, I looked at the menu at this place, French Laundry. Yo, I mean, it's like Marie Antoinette bad. Like
Ooh.
they buy like the bread and butter. The butter costs $60 a pound. $60 a pound.
Weed butter doesn't cost $60 a pound.
Wheat butter doesn't.
It does not.
You saying that this butter is more expensive than wheat?
Yes,
Damn.
like by like almost 3 or 4 times as much.
Okay.
Like there better
So,
be cocaine in that butter. Like there better be.
I don't know what's in it, but it's handmade and you can't buy it anywhere else other than places like French
Those
Laundry.
hands better have cocaine on it. For me to spend $60 a pound on anything, there better be some form of drugs involved.
16. That's true. So like, hey man, what you got there, man? $60 a pound? Okay, how much a kilo? It's like it's just butter, bro, for real. No, come on, bro. We know.
This is insane. Okay, so like the butter cost $60, so I'm assuming the meal he got cost like 10 grand. So, and it was like a fundraiser probably for his reelection. So yeah. Huh?
Yeah, I mean, no, the butter's $60 a pound, but the meal itself is like half a meal. I mean, half a G. And that's before you even touch the wine stuff. I mean,
So like the whole tab is probably about 3 grand, and that's not even for the table. That's just him. So
yeah.
and then it's like but at the same time, you guys cannot, for the life of you, find a way to get any kind of relief to the people that can't go to work right now, because the job that they had doesn't exist, because the industry that they had doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah. I mean, they're not even really trying.
Yeah, like your restaurant isn't being singled out. Restaurants are gone.
Right. And they don't have the way like in the UK where they can signal, cut it down to like county by county, state by state. I mean, so even like in New York, they were doing that. They had it to the point where they could tell you what block this should be restricted and what block is okay. Like they got that precise with it. But California, we just didn't. We just were like, hopefully it'll go away, you know. So now we're all in punishment right now, man.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it feels like, and it's really frustrating because like it's one of those situations where you're being grounded because your little brother broke something, and you're still getting grounded because like you, even though you're staying in your room, they keep going out and doing some dumb shit, and then your parents keep grounding y'all more. And it's like now it's like I'm just gonna have to kick his ass because he won't stop doing dumb shit, and then you're gonna get in trouble for kicking his ass. So it's like no matter what, we all keep getting in trouble for the same thing we didn't do.
Right. I just feel like I'm whining. But I didn't even do nothing.
Yeah, like I've been inside. What do you want? I'm wearing a mask. I got a special with the Lakers on.
I didn't do nothing. It's a thing where like if nobody's gonna tell me who did it, everybody's getting punished.
I'm running away.
Like we're in Canada, they don't let you in either. Sit your ass down. You've been going.
Americans running to Mexico for freedom. That's gonna be some hilarious shit.
Oh man, I would not mess around with Mexico right now, man. I mean,
I never really wanted. No offense to Mexico. It's just like I've heard things, so I'm just staying away.
Yeah, I mean I mean you look like a giant bag of money to them.
Somebody loves you somewhere. Get him.
He's American. He's got something.
Yep.
Empty his pockets.
Shake him, pick him up and shake him until the money falls.
So holding upside down, it's just like, yes, the pesos in your summer. Oh man, I really hope that. I mean, this is going to be a rough month. I mean, because it's been so long. Finally started having some, going outside for like an hour or so. Now we turn into 23 on one lockdown.
Yeah.
That's prison terms, people. That means you get 23 hours solitary confinement, 1 hour out in the yard. Hope you don't get shanked, and you come back.
Hope you don't get shanked or stabbed with something worse than that.
Right, and then you come back in, and then that's it. That's all we have. And I don't know, man. This is like the hardest test, like mentally. Like every day I try to do this thing where I say mentally, I'm just gonna get through today. I'm gonna deal with today. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna worry about January. I'm worrying about today and tomorrow, and that's it. So it's just wild right now, man. God, I mean, imagine having kids and having to deal with this shit.
I don't want to.
Yeah,
But for those of you with kids, please don't kill them. I mean, I understand what you guys are going through. I understand they're driving you crazy. I understand you are not trained to be a teacher, and this is never your job. You're doing the best you can. You're wonderful parents. Please don't kill your children, no matter how much they may deserve it. Just hang on. Things will be back to normal soon.
Right. Yeah, a good public service announcement. Thanks, Corey. And if if you do end up like accidentally hitting your spouse, with a 2x4, understand that you have a 6 week head start because nobody's checking for anybody. So
That's terrible. Mine was all heartfelt and really just like, hey, save the children. And yours was like, yeah, if you have to kill your wife, shit happens.
yeah, I mean that's why I'm dyeing my hair blonde, man. I'm testing it out to see if I can move to
You don't
Fresno.
even have a wife to kill. That's terrible. Why is your mind doing this? That's 8 months of quarantine will get you.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I mean, a lot of things go out the window. You start thinking, how am I going to get food if the supermarkets collapse? What happens if the electric grid goes down? Do I have enough weapons in my house? Like, I don't know.
I only know the answer to one of those. It's maybe.
Oh man. Well, I mean, it's not all doom and gloom, man. I mean, I'm just trying to like keep the mood light as much as I can, but I mean, the thing is, like, a lot of the struggles that, like, remember, like, this summer, like, we were all marching in the streets and stuff. Like, now people are just like, we don't even have the energy to do that. We just trying to, like, just ride this, So
Rough
yeah, I
out
think,
here, man.
yeah, I mean, but people are trying stuff. Like, we're still doing the podcast. I'm still doing VR shows. That's a thing. Last night I ended up spending like an hour just talking to some random dude on VR. Like, I went into like the Commons, which is, and some guy from the UK was talking to me, and I was just like, yeah, this is the first face-to-face, face-to-face.
I mean, it is literally face to face. This thing is on your face.
Right. And this kid came up to us, like, while we're talking, we're having a good conversation. We're talking about Scotland and the UK, and so we're just having a good conversation. And this kid just jumps in the middle of us with one of those fire sticks. He's like, I can spin the fire stick. I can spin the fire stick. And he's like, I'm just block him. And look at the menu. You could block a person in the conversation. So they're standing right there. You hit block, poof, gone. I was like, please, can we make this a real thing in the real world? Please.
Dude, that was an episode of Black Mirror.
Really?
Yeah, it was creepy. Like how you were able to block a person. Like it was like a thing. I think they were doing it in China, and it was like you had to keep your rating up to a certain rate, and otherwise you'd be blocked by certain people, and like you just like couldn't be seen. Like you just like your whole body mosaiced out. Like they couldn't see you. They couldn't see you. They couldn't hear you. You'd just be like a beige blob.
Oh my God, my dude! If we had that technology now, I mean, just navigating the LA entertainment scene would be so much easier. I'd be like, blocked, blocked.
And then you know exactly where you stood too, because like there's certain people you just wouldn't have access to talk to.
oh yeah. So you don't do that embarrassing thing where you're just like, hey, how's it going, bro? And they're like, huh? All right. They're just gonna like walk away.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you don't see me. Oh, okay. Man, that'll be wild. I gotta go back and watch that Black Mirror. That's I like that. But I mean, right now in VR, the moment I was able to block this person that we asked to stop being annoying, like that was just like
light bulb.
We gotta do this. I mean,
reality. Instead of virtual reality, we need to do this in actual reality.
Right. I don't have to be like, oh, I gotta go use the bathroom, bro. I'll be right back. Or, oh, hey, what's up, homie? Hey, man, I'll be right back. I gotta go talk to my boy real quick. So yeah, I want that. So man, so yeah, we're kind of in lockdown. So I doubt that, normally at this time we talk about what we're up to, like what we're gonna do next, like shows and stuff. But I don't know, man. Like I feel like it's super lockdown at this point.
Yeah, and that's why I'm doing another Zoom show on December 26th. The day after Christmas. You'll need the entertainment and the enlightenment. It'll be a great show. We got Quincy Johnson. We got Malika Stockholm. It's going to be closed out by Frank Castillo. It's going to be really good. Matt Curry.
Oh, Frank.
Yeah.
Shout out to Frank Castillo. He's at the Comedy Store, right?
Yes, or when the Comedy Store was still available to be what it is. Yes. He's been displaced by that too.
Okay, cool. Well, I think I'm doing this this Thursday. Yeah, this Thursday I'm doing the Fail to Render show.
I should
So
be back either next week or the weekend.
which is pretty awesome. Like if you have Oculus VR, you just go to Allspace VR, and they have this big calendar of shows, so you can just jump on that.
You don't even need the Oculus. It definitely helps, but you can still tune in. Just download Altspace VR on your PC and do that.
Oh, that's right. There's an app, just Allspace VR, that sits on your laptop, PC or Mac. You just launch that, and off you go. So you can watch the show. You will have an avatar, but you won't have the eyes.
Yeah,
And,
you won't be able to really. You won't have all the stuff that makes us alive, which is
yeah. But it's still fun, and you'll be around people. You can hear people talk, and if they're annoying, you can block them. Block. Sleep.
Yep.
He straight up Mr. Spocked him. Sleep. Oh man, it's so awesome. I can't.
But
So
we gotta wrap
happy
this up though.
So happy they made that. Well, yeah, we've covered most of the things we wanted to cover. The lessons learned is just because a dude's white doesn't mean you can beat his ass.
Nope. And that goes double for you white people.
Jake Paul, your days are numbered. The people
Someone is going to whoop your ass. It'll probably be Creed. Killmonger's coming for you.
For real though. Yeah, I mean, everybody just stay tight. Just think of it. It's just Christmas time. Christmas is kind of a slow time of the year anyway. So just chill out, go to the park, do picnics.
Just give more money to Amazon if you really feel the Christmas spirit, and everybody's still gonna get it. So we'll be all right. We're all gonna be locked down. Get some video games and try not to kill the ones you love.
Exactly. Yeah. Don't listen to me. Listen to Corey.
Yeah, exactly. All right, folks. That does it for another Showtime and Kev podcast on Corey Showtime.
Kevin Monroe.
All right, that does it. Peace out.
Locked up.